Hello folks, Scott Grove here, doing a review of the 1980 Gibson Grabber G3. Had a request to do this one again. I did it a few years back, and somebody just wanted me to kind of update this. Gibson has reissued the G3, and of course they screwed it up like they do everything now. Easily, in my opinion, the Norland years, look it up, Google it, were the best years for Gibson, period. They had some of the greatest guitars around. That's where these, the Marauders, the S1s and the Corvus and all kinds of cool axes, the L6S, everything came out of that time, and it was the man Bill Lawrence who designed all the pickups for these great things. And the majority of these guitars were all bolt-on necks, maple necks, and some had maple fingerboard, some had rosewood, some had ebony, and so forth. I will tell you the story of this great bass, and again, like I said, the new G3, the only thing that is the same on it is the body. Everything else is 100% different, because Gibson cannot do anything right these days at all. And I will show you those differences. Okay, let's get to showing you a little bit of the bass to begin with, then I'll let you hear it, of course. Okay, so here she is in all her beat up glory, but this here again is from 1980. Prior to 1978, the pickups, which I will show you in a second, were actually, okay, as you can see, it's 3 single coil pickups, all of which are always in a hum canceling mode, almost the same as humbucking mode, but different. It's Bill Lawrence who was the brilliant person behind the idea of all these things, and the location of these is, I mean, just crucial. Look where the pickups are. The new one has a pickup way up here, another one here, another one here, and they all look like the Brian May pickups from his guitars with the big cutout. So they're not even Bill Lawrence pickups. They're some horrible design. The wiring's wrong. It'll buzz. It's just horrible. It's just shaped like this is all. So the new Gibson G3 blows dog. Okay. So this one, it looks huge, which is cool. Gene Simmons back in the day, he would play a Grabber, very similar. It's just another same axe, except for it had a sliding bass pickup, which he had changed and didn't use it that way. He had it altered. He altered all of his old Gibson basses. They threw his way back then, the Grabber and the Ripper, okay, which were shaped identically, just different pickups. And you got the Flying V looking headstock on here. Pre-1980, these had the larger keys. These have not been replaced. These are the originals. But before that, they had the big ones that look like the big shamrocks, you know, that Fender used to use on their P basses. I will go ahead and unstrap these for people who, I am one who does not understand the fear that people have of showing serial numbers. So if you can read here, the first and the fifth number will give you the date. First number 8, fifth number over will be 0, so that means 1980. Rest of it tells you what day, which number this was off the assembly line, which, you know, if it was the 240th instrument produced on May 2nd of 1980, and so forth. You know, there's, Google it again, you can break that code. It's very easy to do. Okay, the thing is very simple in its operation, but it's brilliant in its operation, and it's great. Love it. There's just not a cooler bass out there, especially for this time. Okay, master volume, master tone. Okay, what we have here, like I said, the pickups are covered, so there's no pole pieces for you to slam them against. What is brilliant about Mr. Bill Lawrence, who is not the same person who, if you look up like the Bill Lawrence Swampcaster guitars and all that stuff today, somebody has simply taken Bill Lawrence's name, and he's no longer allowed to use his own name. So if you see Bill Lawrence guitars out these days, those are not by Bill Lawrence. That's by somebody who was legally able to rip off his name and pose as him, and he can't do jack squat about it. So don't buy those guitars. They are junk, and they are not from Bill Lawrence. That's just a guy who was able to do identity theft and get away with it. And that is a true story. Again, Google's your friend. Go look it up. Okay, 3-way pickup switch is on. Okay, when it's down like this, you have these two pickups right here on. And if you notice, they have another screw right here, which is crucial to the sound of guitars. Ibanez did this too, but it's actually a tilt. It's just not up and down, you know, the height, but the tilt has just as much to do with the tone of each pickup, how it's tilted towards which way, as does the height of a pickup. And as you can tell, I have my pickup set up at less than 1/4 inch probably above the pick guard. Okay, that's to keep away the magnetic drag, and it sounds 10 times better that way. Okay, so that's where they're set. See, there's the pick guard, there's the pickups, there's all three of them in a shot. About 1/4 inch past the pickup or pick guard. I do that on every guitar I own, period. Okay, so again, down here in the down position, it turns on these two pickups, and they are in hum canceling mode. Yes, they are single coils, so they're nice and bright like a jazz bass pickup. But do you hear any volumes up? Okay, but it's just the location of them. It's not just one back here, it's the two together, and it's like a big humbucking pickup, but it still sounds like single coils. So it's hum canceling, not humbucking. Okay, all the way up are the other two pickups, the middle and the other middle. Okay, again, on the new one they have one way up here, which totally defeats the purpose of reissuing the bass. Again, Gibson, you suck. Nowadays, for the past 25-30 years, you've sucked horribly. All these reissues suck, and they're putting that old, they're not even using this cool bridge from way back then. They're using the ones from the EBOs that everybody hates, that horrible, horrible bridge. That's what they're putting on everything. Everybody hates it. They're all griping about it, but Gibson does not listen to their fan base. They just put out what they want. Okay? So you could tell I'm a real fan. Anyway, of this bass I am. Of course, this is, again, Bill Lawrence's baby, and he did everything right. Okay, so this is these two pickups when you have it in the up position. Okay, now in the middle, this is where it gets cool. It's all three pickups at the same time, instead of just being a kind of a humbucking, even though it's just, again, hum canceling. Bill termed the phrase $1.50. Okay, so it's humbucking and then again, so it's three pickups, and he just coined the phrase. It's $1.50 is what they call it, with all three pickups on. I've got so many guitars in this room. If you hear anything ringing like this, that's a acoustic guitars back there ringing. Okay, so okay, so so that's all three pickups on. If you were to do the guitar pick thing, okay, 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 so whatever you want to play. Have a grabber of some sort in your hands and not play some Kiss there for you. Okay, so there it is again, all the way down, two pickups here, all three pickups, and just these two pickups. There's those other strings ringing in the room. So huge. Play with your fingers. Okay, so just an amazing amazing sounding, clear as heck bass. Big old baseball bat neck. Gotta love it. Yes, there are fret markers. You can see them right there. They seem impossible to see here, but at least they went ahead and put the black fret markers here on the sides. So, and all these old ones, it always looks like their fingerboards are getting ready to come off, because they basically are. They do. Gibson does not make a good guitar. It looks like that's coming undone, but it's not. But it's just the way it looks, because again, Gibson does not make a good guitar. The way they put things together are so wrong. Okay, now here's the interesting part about this whole thing, and you guys will say bull, but this is true, 100% true. Again, Google might be your friend. The pickups in this bass are the exact same pickups they used in their Gibson S1 guitars. Always were. They're not different. They are the guitar pickups that came out of the guitar. They are not different bass pickups. They are exactly the same. Here's a, from the same period, a Gibson S1 guitar. Okay, there you go. It's the exact same pickups. Yes, you go through a parts bin anywhere, the numbers on the bottoms are identical. They are the same pickup. For people who are in the know, you already know this. Okay, so they did not make a different pickup for these Gibson S1s and for the Gibson G3 grabbers. They are the same pickup exactly on the guitar as they are on the bass. Okay, weird? No, they just put major high fidelity pickups in there, and they picked up everything. They work great for the bass and for the guitars. Gibson was all about doing the having the dude Bill Lawrence try to save them money. That's why he was always bummed. He was pissed, actually, Bill Lawrence was, because they forced him to have to do bolt-on necks, which I love, but he put all of his money into the pickups. He's like, Gibson forced Bill Lawrence to make low-end products, and he came out with the best axes ever that Gibson's ever put out. Most people won't agree with that, but the people that actually know what they're talking about will. So Bill put all this time and energies into the electronics, and they just smoke every other Gibson guitar ever made. Maybe not in the make of the guitar itself, but the way it sounds, it smokes everything. Okay, so back earlier, pre-1978 and up till, from 1974 up until 1978, the Gibson S1s and the Gibson G3 grabbers had these pickups in them, which are encased in the epoxy. You can see the windings right there. Okay, so these were the exact same pickups that were in the G3 all the way up until the middle of 1978. Okay, so no difference at all. Okay, just they had a switch on there, four-way switch, and then a two-way switch, so you could go directly to the bridge pickup by itself, or put it back in the middle. It's just a two-way switch. Then you could switch to 4 different combinations. Okay, so they used the same guitar pickups in the Gibson G3 bass. So that is basically it. They're actually amazing sounding and playing basses. I'll never get rid of this thing for nothing. Will I buy the new one? Hell no. They keep reissuing everything, and they're all horrible. Everything that they've been doing, the whole 70s reissue, trying to do the Norland years reissues for the past few years, Gibson has, and every single one has sucked. They have got the body shape fairly correct on everything, but they have not done the electronics or any of the pickups, any of the hardware. Nothing on a single guitar has been right or even close. They just did the body shape and call it a reissue, and it's not. It's just the body shape, and then they throw the pickups, Buckbuster pickups in it. I can't even say the damn thing right, but they put the same damn electronics in every single guitar they're building, and every single bass. They're sticking that horrible bridge on it, putting the same nasty pickups in it, and then just changing the body to something that looked like an old RD Artist or the L6S guitars, and they're trying to do all that, but they're just making Les Paul studios out of them is what they're doing. They're putting out things that look like Firebirds, but they just have the same old Burstbuckers. There, I got it right. Burstbucker pickups in them, just over and over and over again. So they're not reissuing nothing but the body shape. So shame on Gibson, you suck ass. Okay, again, the 1980 version. So just all it means is it has the black covers over top of the pickups. There goes the guitars again. Let's really make them go crazy. Go up to these two pickups. So just everything in here going crazy. Loverboy. Nothing sounds cleaner than this. You can't find a Fender jazz bass that sounds cleaner than this, or a good old Sabre bass from Music Man or whatever. These are clean, kids. So if you want to get one, you can get these for the same price or less than the new shitty reissues of the Grabber 3. So get you an old one, get you a real one. Are the pickups any different when they're encased in the plexi like this? No, it's just a different color cover. They're the exact same pickups, so don't worry about whether you get a 1974 or a 1981 or 1982. They continued to make these things throughout the mid 80s, a couple at a time, right before they got sold out. So they would grab any bodies and anything they had left over. A couple of these squeaked out in 83 and 84, just a couple, you know, just using up whatever's left before they sold out. So that's why you'll find a couple of these from those years also. So don't think that just because it says they were only produced from 74 until 81 that you got some kind of rare thing, but other ones just happen to be put together later, like I said, as they were cleaning the warehouse out before they sold it. So there you go again, and by request for Justin Spicer, good friend of mine, he asked to see this again and hear it through a real amp. Well, I just threw it through the little Hartkey kickback 12 amp. So just that little 12-inch speaker, but great sounding amp, huh? So yeah, before I had just thrown it through a guitar amp and just kind of tossed it in there and just said, hey, here's a bass. So hopefully that sounded a little groovier for you, and it actually had new strings on it this time, and sounds great. And wanted to add the information about the pickups and about Mr. Bill Lawrence and about the fake Bill Lawrence Swampcaster guitars out there that are have nothing at all to do with Bill. So avoid that, and somebody arrest or shoot that guy that did that to Bill. So there you go. Any hard feelings, can you tell? Okay, so anyway, Gibson, you suck these days. You have since '85. Nothing built then that I would consider being a real guitar. So once again, Scott Grove doing my real thing and pointing out what I think is actually real. In my opinion, is this fact? It's a matter of fact only if you want it to be. So I always tell people when things are fact and when they are my opinion, everything I told you about the way they're built, everything else is all completely fact. What's my opinion on them? These rule, and since '85 Gibson has sucked major balls. That's my opinion. Okay, so there's fact, there's opinion. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.